historically, mainstream media has really produced this very specific image of labor or what a union member looks like. And it's always this, blue collar, white man who's like working in a factory.
Today's labor movement is younger, it's more women, it's more people of color, it's more immigrants. And increasingly, there's a more voice for queer labor activists.
There's been a lot of new kinds of experimentations with alternative labor formations, worker centers, independent unions.
But there hasn't been any university-based center for keeping track of all the innovations.
This is Marcia Howard.
No justice, no streets. No justice, no streets. Thank you so much for welcoming me here today. I just left George Floyd Square in order to be here. George Floyd Square is the longest running political occupied space in American history. It is a memorial. And yes, it is a protest zone. What I have learned being an educator, being in a union, was that organization is organization, organizing is organizing, strategizing is strategizing. And as we stood and decided that we were not moving, that's precisely what we had to do.
In the wake of Breonna Taylor's murder and George Floyd's murder, the center is really trying to understand the relationship between race and work, between race and place, and using its resources to offer solutions.
And we want to foster this conversation between academia and people who are doing politics on a day-to-day basis in their workplaces, in their unions, in their communities.
To bring this role of an activist in residence to a Center for Work and Democracy is to bring that element of research and imagination, specifically of my work at George Floyd Square. It will be interesting to continue to explore the ways in which racism and structural racism and work intersect in a movement for Black liberation.
The most important democratizing impulse in the United States has historically and is likely to again emerge from working people and middle-class people.
We're back to the Gilded Age in terms of the disempowerment of working people and the inequality that breeds. And that means that we necessarily exist right now in a state of real political confusion. We get working people dropping out of electoral politics altogether.
If there's going to be a future for working people and their families, for middle-class people and their families, if there's going to be a future United States that is democratic and inclusive rather than an oligarchy that benefits only the wealthy, we need to find solutions to these problems.
The Center for Work and Democracy is about empowering workers. We want to look at these newer strategies about expanding the voice of workers, whether they're in a union or not. Like, what does it take? What does it mean to have a voice in your community that's more than just at your workplace? Our focus is really on this broader understanding of worker democracy. After 40 years of trying to make this happen in academia, we now have this wonderful opportunity to do research on these questions that are geared towards empowering workers.
I don't think the general population of the United States is pessimistic about what is possible. We're out there having conversations with people about, can you fix a system that seems to be beyond repair? And So often the answer is yes. I think as long as people believe that change is possible, that change is possible.